welcome to DRL ACC. I am your host, Tyler Morgan. It is a pleasure to have you on as always. Just making sure that everything is looking right, everything is looking good, everything is looking perfect on my end. It sure looks like it. So, we are live at Suzuka in Japan for this race tonight, and it is in fact tonight because folks, as you can see, it is nighttime here at Suzuka. We will have a pre-race we will have an interview, and we'll introduce him now as he's currently sitting in the pit lane. Neil Kerbal of the Kerbal's race program. How are you doing this evening?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Alright, I'll ask you a few questions so you can get back to free practice so I won't take up too much of your time. How do you feel about this race? What are your goals and expectations?
Finishing is goal number one. That's always a good goal. And then putting some pressure on Macklin and Castle, the swine flu syndicate. In the pre-race, no, the preseason, I had some good racing with them at Donington, so hopefully I can continue the pressure on their team for this race.
Now, with it being at night and instead of a day race, does that complicate matters? Does that change how you drive?
No, in fact, I actually like night races, and even more so, I like heavy weather conditions too. I find that I'm actually faster in those conditions as opposed to it being dry and having optimal conditions.
Yeah, I kind of understand that. I find I do better in like semi-wet conditions, not full wet conditions, but like semi-wet conditions. Now,
hmm
who would you say is your biggest rival in at the moment? Even though we didn't see you last week at Olton, who do you feel like is your biggest rival at the moment?
Uh, probably Burt Macklin. But Nairati is also coming up pretty close too. So I've like we're like tenths off from one another in practice right now. So I imagine there's going to be some rivalry there with Nairati, but as mentioned earlier, the swine flu syndicate with Burt Macklin and Frank Castle, like both of them are pretty similar to my pacer. I can keep up with them.
Now, I don't know if you watch sports, but my last question is who do you think will win the Super Bowl this weekend?
I do not watch sports. I'm very much a EA Sports kind of person, so I don't even know who's playing. So I apologize.
No, it's all good. Well, thank you very much for taking the time away from your practice to join me for this interview. Good luck out on track, and hope you do well in qualifying and in the race.
Thanks. I'll see you out. Well, I won't see you out there, but you'll see me out there. So thank you.
Yeah, surprisingly, I will. All right, thank you very much for your time.
All right,
Now,
see ya.
now, folks, this will be a very interesting race with it being at night and with the cold track temperatures. Currently, it is 19. The lowest I've seen it drop is 18, and it started at 20. So some of the drivers will be complaining about some cold tires as we have Suniga ready to start his lap, or at least midway through his lap. He's doing quite well. Now, so far everything should be okay. If you would like to talk and interact with me in the chat, you can do so. I'm always keeping an eye out for that. But we'll show the action here. As currently there's 18 now drivers. Sean just joined the lobby. There's a bunch of pros, pro-ams, and amateurs here. Currently, Hermani leading the amateurs, and as much as it says he's in the pro category, pro-am is currently led by Shooter McGavin. We will stay with Suniga as he's getting ready. He stays just on the curbs, keeping it legal for his lap time. Approaching the final turns now. He will cross the line and improve his lap almost 3/10, but does not improve any positions because Stavko has put in an absolute banger of a lap. A lot of the drivers are currently in the pit right now. A lot of the racers below the top 10 are currently driving right now. We'll stick with the Team Solo Queue of Grant Zahara as he gets ready to come into 130R. We will see him pass by here shortly. He's currently 14th right now as it stands. We have 19 drivers now who joined. Was it Bobby? It was either, I think it must have been Hayes or Fossman. So folks, let me know your predictions for qualifying. Who do you think is going to qualify P1 in this race? Or in qualifying? Who is going to take that coveted pole position? Pole position both in the exhibitions preseason and the first race of the regular season has won the race so far. Who is going to be able to take race number 2 here at Suzuka at night? Currently it is just free practice right now. All the drivers getting some laps in, getting ready for qualifying in about less than 10 minutes. What happened to Swanson there? Take a look. Ooh, something happened to Zahara right after. A little bit of contact with McGavin. What happened with Zahara? Oh, he just abandoned. Fair enough. As Polinick of Fun Emoji Racing, number 19, is getting ready to start his flying lap. Heading down the back straight towards 130R. Their nighttime lights running nice and high. His livery now finally working. All the emojis on it as we get a nice close-up shot of it. What happened to number 5 of Frank Kessel? He's had another moment. But he will make it across the line, Polinick, to go ahead of Castle, actually. What happened to Castle here? Decna 1 and Decna 2. Drifts across the line. Same thing he did last time, actually. Stavko's actually back out right now. And so far he's actually somewhat improving. Not by much on his delta, but he is improving. Stays within track limits. The track limits are the curbs where they apply, and then the white line everywhere else. He is losing a little bit of time on his delta. Let's see if he can make it up in 130R. Does. How will he do? How will he handle the final turns? he'll improve about 600ths on his time. Oh, half a tenth on his time. So he'll make it a nice even 1:59.48. He did have a yellow flag there for a minute, but I guess he does not. Kerbal of the Kerbal Race Program. We had him on board just about a few minutes ago. As he says, he feels like he can take it to the Swine Flu Syndicate. And he did mention Nairati, who's currently in the box right now, is another guy that can keep up with him as Kerbal decides he wants to go into the box. Speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Stavko's improved a little. Oh, never mind. There goes his Delta. What happened to Sean Ches there? Let's take a look at the helicam, see what happened to him. Oh, just decided it was enough. Just decided he wanted nothing more of his lap. Ricky Bobby currently showing some improvement. Stavko has seemed to have found more time, quite shockingly indeed. Even though his delta very quickly drops, he'll find about closer to a tenth, about 900ths, to make a 1:59.4 flat. He just keeps improving every time. Ricky Bobby does invalidate his time, unfortunate for him. We'll take a look onto Frank Castle, who's just looking for some improvement. He's down in 12th. He is the lowest currently of the pros. Oh no, Castle. Fortunate for him, he will lose that lapse time. What happened to Kerbal? Why is he... Oh, he just either pulled it over. Did they have contact? Ooh, they did. We'll pull that up on replay. So what happened there? Ooh, my goodness. Little up the inside. Stavko, don't do it. Oh my, he's almost in the he's almost sub 159. Sniga also 159. Macklin with a 2. Kerbal, oh, he currently lost it. Kerbal with a 201. Nairati with a 201. A lot of close action here. But with less than 2 minutes to go in qualifying, if you're not out already, you're not probably going to get a lap in. I don't think Kerbal will make it. It'll be close, but I don't think he'll make it. So folks, put your predictions down in qualifying right now. Who do you think will take it home in qualifying? Will it be Stavka? Will it be Suzuka? Will it be Kerbal? Will it be Macklin? Could it be Nairati even? Swanson ends his session. Hayes is most likely going to end his session. Starkley has a chance to improve here if he can find a little bit of time in these final corners. And Starkley will improve. Will he get past Nairati? No, he won't. Close, but not close enough. Sheena McGavin, he will make the line in time. I don't know about Kerbal, though. As he's going to invalidate. McGavin's going to go into the box. Is Kerbal going to make the line in time? Nope, he will go into the box. Currently, the only valid driver left is Ricky Bobby of the Shake and Bake, but he's not currently up on his delta right as of right now. Oh, never mind. He just gives up, and Suzuka right out of the box. Right quick, does not want to wait. He just wants to go and go now. Nairati cuts him off. No, thank you, sir. He says, I will be the first to go. So, who will win qualifying tonight? Let me know in the chat or in the comments below. Who do you think will take qualifying? 15 minutes with basically 2 minutes a lap. Anything can happen here at DRL ACC. We currently have 20 drivers. Alan has made it in. He was tentative, but now is in. Leon, congratulations to him. Bradley has had a major off. We will quickly take a look at that. What happened there to the Team Solo Q driver? Try not to take too much damage. He then boxed and went back out. Nairati will be the first of the drivers. Yes, he indeed cannot park there. But he's back out on track. All drivers are out on track except two. Those people are Fossman and Politic. Zahara, well, he must have had an off. What happened to him there is we will then go quickly back out to Nairati. Ooh, snap of oversteer and into the wall quite heavily. That is going to take some time to repair. As now begins Mitch Nairati of Team on the Rush number 32. Important lap to be made here, as he will set the benchmark for the rest of them to follow. It is important to keep within track limits, as 2 minutes for an out lap, and then 2 minutes for a regular lap, and then 2 minutes for an in lap creates 6 minutes of a 15-minute qualifying. So you basically only have about 2 runs of this to go. There's a driver that goes a little bit into the gravel. Don Fossman is ahead of Nairad's. Blue flags will be shown to him soon. Nairad's doing his best to set a benchmark for all of them to beat here. Team on the Rush have expressed major disappointment for their performance at Alton Park. They are definitely going to be looking for some type of better performance here at Suzuka and at nighttime, mind you, so it creates a little bit more of a difficulty factor for these drivers. But Nairati especially disappointed in his performance. I guarantee you we will see a much better racer than he was last week. He will come out with a vengeance as he gets ready to head to 130R right now. Important not to break track limits there. He does not. Hook it around the final 2 turns. Close to the curb as you can. Flat out as soon as you get the traction. And the time he will set for the drivers to beat, a 2:01.1. Suniga was right behind him. A 1:59.5. Well, let's see who is going to be behind him. Jason Hayes will set his lap time. Craig Starkley will set his lap time. He's new to DRL. Good showing for him so far. P3, Sanchez slaps it onto P4 currently. Don't know if he will be able to keep that. We will see about that. Kerbal, we had him in the pre-race or pre-qualifying interview. He is currently 4th. Hermani drops into 5th. Currently looking for any more valid drivers. Leung drops into the position order. Where can Blunden put himself? He puts himself 5th. Sheena McGavin right behind. Puts himself in 5th. So you have yellow flags all over the track. Breeze into a wall. Fossman most likely pulled over. Bradley Cooper, what time can he produce? He produces an 8th place time. Currently any drivers close to crossing the line? Not at this moment. None that are improving. Alrighty, definitely not showing any improvement right now. All eyes are on Stofko and Stofko starting his lap now. Castle. Where is he gone? There he is. Mark Macklin also starting his lap. These Swine Flu Syndicate drivers have been powerful this season. Frank Castle backs off. Suniga improves to a 1:59.5. Kerbal showing some nice improvement, making sure he stays on the track there. Yes, he does. Can he manage to get ahead of Nyrods and Starkey? I don't know why I added the L there. Yes, he can. He will plop himself into P2. Number 5, Frank Castle. Not a nice lap, but he did have to slow down for traffic. Hermani decides to drop it into 6th after completing his lap. Oh, who put themselves? Burt Macklin puts himself P2. Swine Flu Syndicate having a nice showing right now. Young pulling over, making sure he doesn't get in anybody's way. Looking to see for the driver closest to the line right now. Breeze having yet to set a lap time for the On The Rush. 26. Ricky Bobby just looking to set a lap time for Team Shake and Bake. Just wants to get himself on the board, get that banker lap in. I do believe that is Polinek right behind him, but he has invalidated, so his time will not be shown. Ricky Bobby puts himself 26th. Cena must have had it off. Castle, I believe, has also had an off in a very not good spot. Hermione pulls over to the side of the road. 1, 2, 3 will show some improvement. Will he be able to pass Nairati? Not just yet. He is exactly a tenth away. Kerbal getting ready to cross the Rhine at a blistering pace. Will not drop into the 2-minute mark. He will drop into the 2s, but he will not catch Burt Macklin just yet. Grand Sahara following right behind. Puts it into 13th. Blunden and McGavin are close together. Blunden is going to show some improvement, but I do not believe he will move up a position. Same with Shooter McGavin. Blunden stays 8th. Shooter McGavin stays 6th. Number 34, Jacob Stofko. There he is. He won in qualifying, so he won the race last week. Pole position has won every race so far this season. Oh no, sorry, I lied. That was Suniga. Suniga got pole position last week and then won the race. Stofko made a few errors and could not catch. However, Stofko is 7/10 behind. He has less than 5 minutes to try and beat that lap time. Breeze, Swanson, and Palnick have yet to do any valid lap times. Suniga improving his lap time by quite a margin. 1:59.1 does not drop into the 1:58s just yet. He immediately will throw himself back up there. Kerbal not going to improve this lap. Burt Macklin showing a little bit of improvement. Throw on the helicam right now, just for a little bit. Seven and 69 will follow suit right behind. London showing us some improvement, same with Shooter McGavin. Have lost most of their delta times, but can they improve on places? London will get past Hermione, and McGavin will not get past Starkey just yet. Macklin pulling over to the side of the road. Leune stays where he is. Hermione on a lap right behind him will get started. Number 34, Jacob Stofko. 4/10 behind. He still stays P2. He's got 2 more chances to try and get that lap going. Breeze finally will set a valid lap time and drop a 2:04.6 into 15th. Almost all the pros are in the top. Frank Castle's all the way at the bottom in 18th, but he is on a good lap right now, free of traffic. What lap time can he set right now? Gotta get all the way to the middle to get that time on the board. He will go P5 just ahead of Nairad's, who's going to start his final lap on the session. He's got to find a little bit of improvement just to get P5. If he can find that improvement, it is his. Number 37, Ronald Swanson gets it into 12th. 1, 2, 3, you know me. Starkey keeps it 7th, but he can do another lap. Number 7, Blunden will improve again. going into 7th. He has a chance to go for another lap. Leon getting ready to cross the line to start his lap. No improvement from him. Hermione, no improvement from him. Who's behind them? I do believe that's Stavko. No improvement from him. He is not going to do another lap. Same with Leon. They're both done for the day. Number 91, I do believe that is Bradley Cooper. Yes, it is. He's improving quite a bit on his time. If he can hold that delta, he will be in a very good position. 2.4 seconds would put him 10th. Breeze behind him has one more go at it. Bradley does go into 10th. Breeze behind him for Team On The Rush. Going to be looking for better than who just crossed the line. Number 26 will get to go again. Number 11 will get to go again, and I do believe that is Polnick getting ready to cross the line. He will get to go again. Burt Macklin, or actually Frank Castle, will get to go again if he crosses the line here. He's got 3 seconds. He does. Number 32 will not get to go again. That is it for him. He will stay 6th at the minimum. Should Bradley find an extra 3/10, but I don't believe he is. He's currently way behind on his delta. Any improvement by the drivers so far? Currently Frank Castle, he's up 2/10. He's the only driver that is currently up on their delta time. So we will stick on board with him. Ricky Bobby showing some improvement as well. He's a little ways up the track, number 37. Ronald Swanson finished his lap. Will stay 12th. Ricky Bobby and Frank Castle are the drivers that are currently on. Why Sam so fast? He's a pro. Pro drivers are pro for a reason. Ricky Bobby pulls over to the side. Doesn't believe he can improve on his lap anymore. So it will be up to Frank Castle. He is solo in this fight. He would need to find 5/10 to even have a chance of getting past Kerbal. He's not currently finding that right now. He's only about 2/10 up. No, good night, guys. Hope you all have a good race. I hope they have a good race as well. In qualifying, we will have Bradley coming over to talk about his race. He's currently 9th as it stands right now. Or we will have him to talk about his qualifying performance. And did he do it? No, he didn't. He just misses out on that. So close for him. He will stay. Where'd Stavko go? All right. Don't know where Stavko went. We'll find that out shortly. So we are going to currently grab Bradley Cooper out of Team Solo Queue. He is going to join us for a post-qualifying interview. In fact, here he is. He should be coming shortly. Hopefully he will.
Hello.
Hello, Bradley. Nice of you to join us. How do you feel after your qualifying?
I feel all right. I mean, I could have gone a little bit faster, but it is what it is. I'm currently 10th, and then my best previous lap record is just 1/10 faster, so I probably would have been just one position ahead or 10th. So I'm pretty much where I'm supposed to be. So I'm good with that.
What are you looking for out of this race? What are you what are you hoping to gain? Like, what are you looking to finish?
Yeah, I am looking to finish in the top 8 potentially. Maybe so just to gain maybe like 2 spots, and then you never know with safety, not safety cars. I mean, you never know if accidents happen, people go off the road. So if that happens in front of me, then I can go up higher. But my goal is 8th, I would say.
Now, before I let you go, I'll have 2 more questions for you. Who do you feel like is your biggest rival at this moment?
My biggest rival at this moment would be McGavin or Blendon. They're both really close to my pace, so I would say the closest to my pace would be McGavin, I believe. Yeah, so I would say McGavin would be my biggest rival.
Alrighty, you can head back to your Team Solo Q chat. Thank you very so much for this interview. Now, before you do so,
Thanks.
who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
That's gonna be the Chiefs. The 49ers ain't gonna win it this year. It's gonna be the Chiefs again.
Alrighty, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. Now,
All right, thanks.
we will go through the interviews from qualifying, or we will go through the drivers. Suniga of the Port Gang, he is on pole position in the 276. Burt Macklin of Swine Flu Syndicate is P2, number 4. Kerbal. Oh man, I'm having a moment here. Kerbal of the Kerbal Space Race Program, 395. He is in 3rd. Frank Castle of the Swine Flu Syndicate, number 5, is 4th. Nairati, number 32 of the Team on the Rush, is 5th. Gareth Blunden, number 7 of the Scuderia Boscaiolo, he is in 6th. Starkey in the Starkey E Motorsport in the BMW 123, he is 7th. Shooter McGavin is 8th. Number 69 of Shake and Bake, Bradley Cooper, we just had him on, number 91, he is in 9th. Hermani, number 44, in 10th. Cooper with Team Solo Q Underground Nuts for Hermani. Ryan Swanson, Boscaiolo, number 37, is in 11th. Sean Ches of the Party Pickles, number 16, in 12th. Polinick, 9th, in 13th. Number 19 of Emoji Fun Racing. Jason Hayes of the Port Gang, number 21, is in 14th. Grant Sahara, 15th. Number 23 of Team Solo Q. Leon, number 668, he is in 16th. Ricky Bobby, number 26. Shake and Bake, 17th. Don Fossman of the Party Pickles, number 11, is in 18th. And Breeze for Team on the Rush, number 666, runs out the back of the grid in 19th. Now, I will say, pole position has won every race so far this season. Will it stay the same? As Suniga gets going and all the cars behind him will also start to get rolling side by side through 130R. Now, will we see drivers go side by side through 130R at full speed? That will remain to be seen. Who do we think will win this race? Suniga claimed pole position. He did that the last time and he won the race. Without Stavko now here, is this just going to be an easy race for him or will he have some competition? Let's find out as we wait for the green flag to be waved here at DRL ACC. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's have some fun with this racing. We will see the green lights go out here. As soon as the green lights go, it will be green flag racing. As green light, green flag, DRL ACC is underway here in Japan at night. So far, it looks pretty good as Zuniga holds his line. So far, no one has lost any positions yet into turn 1. No one's actually spun out. So far, everything sings the same. Frank Castle falls all the way to the back, all the way down into 9th. Polinick goes ahead, so does Ricky Bobby. So far, Nairati is in 4th place right now. Starkley in 5th, Blunden in 6th. Castle and McGavin have fallen. Castle has fallen all the way down into 8th. Currently staying ahead of Bradley Cooper at the minimum. Blunden will get ahead of McGavin. Breeze and Leung benefit. Ricky Bobby all the way now down in last, trying to chase down Fossman. Nairati is now in a position of 4th place, trying to stay away from Starkley so that he can fight Kerbal just by himself as we have a car go off. I do believe that was McGavin. McGavin's facing the other way. Who went into the wall? I do believe that was Blunden, made Ryan Swanson, as he tried to avoid the collision of Shooter McGavin going across the road sideways. He will lose some positions. Zahara now up into 12th. As McGavin had a bit of a spin around someone into the wall there. It sounded like it. So far, everything's in the back. It is absolute madness and chaos. So we throw it onto the TV1 cam as all those drivers currently go by us. Frank Castle chasing down Gareth Blunden right now. He was in 8th, had a not very good start, is now up into Polinick. I do believe is spun out. Fossman also has spun out as well. Was there contact? We will find out very shortly. Yeah, there's been contact everywhere, but we will take a look at that later. Jason Hayes also must have had some contact, but he is now since moved up a few places. Frank Castle still chasing Gareth Blunden. Right now, all the drivers currently, as you can see, heading down the main straight as we will bring the map. Oh, that's the times, folks. We will bring the broadcasting map back up for you after we had one race. Shooter McGavin right behind Breeze. Is he going to pull out and go side by side with him here? Breeze taking a little bit of a line. Breeze will defend his position for now. Frank Castle right on the back of ball. Frank Castle spins! Oh no, disaster for the Swine Flu Syndicate driver. As he is currently facing, he's got to wait for all that traffic to pass as he tumbles down the order. Staying ahead of Ricky Bobby right now. Unfortunate for him, Burt Macklin, his teammate of the Swine Flu Syndicate, right behind Zuniga. Kerbal ahead of Nairati. Blunden now almost free and clear, can now race Starkey without having any defense. Shooter McGavin still right behind Breeze right now. Ronald Swanson behind them. Castle, oh wow, Ricky Bobby might make a move here as soon as we get the camera focused. Nope, he does not make a move just yet. He still holds firm. Absolute chaos down the order. As I thought that might have been someone going into the wide barriers, but I guess that must have just been a visual glitch. Starkey right on the back of Nairati right now. What happened to Nairods? He was way ahead and all of a sudden he is now not. Starkey right behind, nope, now falling behind Nairods. Blunden in a very nice position right now as it stands. Shooter McGavin on the back of Breeze. So they are almost side by side. Breeze just getting ahead. Ronald Swanson on the bumper of McGavin. So we'll take a look at that bumper cam. Frank Castle actually right behind. As you can see, looking at it side by side from the helicam. And I think Frank Castle's going to take that. No one's going to back out. They're going to go side by side. Castle will take the inside and get ahead of Swanson. He is now up into 14th place. Blunden still on the back of Starkey. Now, these S's, as you saw from what happened to Frank Castle, can catch anyone, even our pro drivers. So it's very important with track temperature at 18 degrees. The track is going to be cold. Who is the dreaded S is going to catch out now? So far, it seems to be no one. Sheena McGavin side by side with Breeze going into Degna 1. Oh, Breeze just hangs on to it. However, Breeze is... Oh, Sheena McGavin's going to spin out and sadly have to collect Breezes, as Frank Castle and Ronald Swanson will benefit from the battle between Breeze and McGavin. McGavin stays ahead. Breeze will now have to defend from the teammate of Ricky Bobby. Kerbal now behind Burt Macklin for P2. Nairati just currently right as of right now in 4th place. However, Starkley and Blunden are not too far behind him. With less than 40 minutes to go in this race, things can still happen, things can still change. Can Kerbal maybe get an opportunity for P2 here? He's only 3/10 back. What about Starkey? Starkey seems to be really fast right now. Will not take the opportunity just yet. McGavin now on the back of the Boscaiolo. So far it looks... Oh, he's going to get a little bit of a draft. Is he going to try and go up the inside? Maybe break a little late here? No, he does not. He will back out. Ricky Bobby. Maybe he is also going to late break. And, oh, Helicopter Cam seeing the evidence of that battle. Polinick is going to come into this and get ahead of both of them. Burt Macklin still on the defense. Nairat's falling behind both of these drivers right now, as Blunden and Starkey are currently trying to chase, but also Starkey having to defend from Blunden. Shooter McGavin still behind that Boscaiolo of Swanson. Blunden doing his best to stay on the back of Starkey. Looking for the closest battles. This one is it. Frank Castle on the back of Leon as well right now. London, is he going to have an opportunity on Starkey here? Maybe. Heading into 130R, this is the opportunity. Breeze will get past actually Polinick while we were away. So far, nothing into 130R. Frank Castle on the back of Leon. 1/10, 2/10. As in the grass will go Leon, as they will go side by side into 130R. Frank Castle will get ahead. Multiple drivers behind Frank Castle right now, all pretty much within a second. Blunden still on the back of Starkey. Kerbal still getting close with Macklin. Polinick still there with Breeze. Swanson is going to stay behind Leon right now. Go a little bit around the outside. Get a little bit of a better line. So far, still close racing so far. Jason Hayes hasn't boxed already, so he must be doing a massive undercut. London chasing P5. Good finish for the Boscaiolo there. He is the highest Pro-Am driver right now. A little bit wide he goes. Kerbal said in the pre-qualifying interview he wants to take it to the Swine Flu Syndicate. Zahara getting close now to Sanchez of the Party Pickles. Two amateur drivers right now in the top 10. Good showing for them on this track. Frank Castle also right behind them now, trying to recover what he lost during that spin in the S's. Much better run out from Zahara. Just has to stay in the slipstream. Maybe as they will they go side by side through 130R? Not just yet. Oh, contact from behind as Castle and Zahara both go out and will drop down the order. That's a shame for Castle as he was improving. Kerbal starting to fall behind. London still on the back of Starkey there. Still there. McGavin now on the back of Leun. Taking full advantage of that Zahara Castle battle. Neither of them boxed, so they will continue. So far, Suniga staying completely in free air, not having any fight whatsoever. We'll take a look at him as he's just gone, not to be seen or heard from again. We'll check back up on him at the races. McGavin will get past Leun in the top of the S's. Interesting place to overtake as Frank Castle is now in the grass, as he will go back into the pits. What happened there? A little bit of oversteer as he will be in the pits and most likely box. What happened to Don Fossman? We'll take a look into the replay. He's now also in the box as well. All on the curb, front end, and that makes sense why he is in the box right now. Swanson, oh my goodness, there's an absolute pileup in the backfield. Sanchez, Swanson, McGavin, and Leun all pretty much within a second of each other. Swanson is going to get past Sanchez, but it's an absolute fest back here as we're going to go to the helicam as McGavin is going to get ahead of Sanchez. Leun will have also an opportunity to get past Sanchez here into the final turn. Is they're going to go side by side. He's going to give way. Leun's going to look for the better exit out of the final turn going into the straight. It does look like he has it. He has the acceleration. Almost side by side there, wheel to wheel. So far, Leung made it past Sean Ches. Sorry, folks, was just looking at something. Gareth Blunden still catching Starkey. Has not left his backside just yet. Nairati about 5.5 seconds back of that podium position. As Kerbal and Macklin are Kerbal trying to get a little bit quicker, trying to catch Macklin. Suniga is way far ahead. There's not even a chance that anyone's going to catch him. Shin McGavin is next on Swanson. He is the driver to catch, but we will take maybe we'll take a look at some of the contact that happened during the race, but we will take a look at it maybe a little bit later. With 15 minutes into this race. Allneck actually falling behind. He was there with Breeze. He went a little wide. That will allow Ricky Bobby to maybe catch up a little bit. With the track temperature now at 17 degrees. Tires might be getting colder and colder. Blunden not letting go of our newest driver in DRL, Starkey, not letting it go at all. Wants to stay with him every step of the way. All drivers except these two out of the 1 second mark. We'll stay on board with them. So far, no mistakes are being made. Shooter McGavin in with now within a second. Bradley Cooper, as you see there, in 7th, a little ways behind. One of these drivers make a mistake, Cooper can certainly catch up. Shooter McGavin right on the back of that Boscaiolo. Frank Kessel has retired. Jacob Stofko had connection issues. They are both done from this race. Take a look. London still there. Breeze right side by side with Zahara. Zahara getting a little bit away, a little bit ahead of him just there. There was an opportunity for Breeze if he had stuck it, but he is now right behind that Team Solo Q driver, arguably the two best cars. Ooh, Breeze right on the back of Zahara. Into 130R they go. Ooh, a little bit of a death wobble there for Zahara. That might allow Breeze to get past him. So they're gonna go side by side into this turn, wheel to wheel. Who's gonna have the better exit? So looks like they're still gonna go. Oh no! That's gonna allow Polinick to get side by side there. Polinick moves up into 13th. Zahara now behind Breeze. Hermani, something happened to him. That's going to allow Swanson to catch up. And he's going to fall farther and further behind Cooper. Starkey, now being closer to Nairats, has seemingly so far got rid of London. As of right now. Bradley Cooper. Oh, he's had it off. He still might be okay. He will seem to be all right. We'll quickly take a look at what happened with him there. Oh, he just hit the curb and just lost control. We'll also take a look at Kerbal, or Kerbal, as he is now right on the back of Macklin. Macklin must have had a moment that has allowed Kerbal to get into this position. Blunden now right back on with Starkey, continuing their moment. Kerbal has a chance here, especially if Macklin does make another mistake, or maybe can he force one as Shooter McGavin. Who did he lose out of position to? Number 37. That would be Ronald Swanson. But wait, that's not who the driver who's ahead of him is. Is that Suniga? Nope, that's not Suniga. Then who is that? Oh, that's Hayes. I was wondering who that was. So back marker. Oh, my system was glitching. Zahara and Ricky Bobby both box, so they are getting ready. Once we've reached about the halfway point in this race, we'll see most of the drivers begin to box. As Macklin slowly tries to pull away from Kerbal. London still sticking with Starkey. Nairati trying to hold on to that 4th place position. Sad, wasn't expecting a 100% brake on a brakeless corner. Well, once all the drivers get out, once all the drivers can get out of a 1 second range, then we will take a look at it as Blunden is going to get ahead of Starkey, but Starkey is going to go into the box. Hopefully no penalties to any drivers. Penalties here would be very brutal. We'll actually take a look at the contact now. You don't have to watch it? All right. Well, we will highlight the contact in the beginning of the race because that was really interesting. Ricky Bobby getting ready as Bradley Cooper and Hermanis get by. Bradley Cooper now finishing his Ricky Bobby now finishing his pit stop. Destroyed him. Well, we'll take a look. We'll quickly take a look who's not. We'll take a look at Don Fossman behind. Little Sunday drive in his own race. Oh, the Party Pickles. Wonderful car, wonderful driver. Says on my screen that Breeze has not gotten any time. I very much disbelieve with that, as Palaniuk is going to get ahead of Starkey, but Starkey has boxed, Palaniuk has not. Kerbal still behind Macklin. He's there. But we'll take a look at the contact from the start of the race. Keep an eye on that. So this is from the start of the race. A little bit of contact. That explained what caused Frank Castle to drop down the order so much. Quickly take a look at boom, exactly. Just a little side-by-side contact. London now boxes. He's going to Starkey undercut him, so we will keep an eye on Starkey where he ends up. Kerbal, watch me kill. I will once Kerbal stops being on the back of your teammate. I'm just talking to Frank Castle in the chat right now, folks. Kerbal has a real opportunity to pass Burt Macklin of the Swine Flu Syndicate. He said in the pre-race interview that this is who he wanted to fight. He wanted this moment. The Sanchez box. Starkey will get past Blunden. Kerbal has a chance to do what most drivers can't and upset the Swine Flu Syndicate. Breeze loses a position to Ricky Bubby. No one has since battled the Swine Flu Syndicate drivers except themselves. Swanson is at an off. Where is he? What has happened to him? He's fallen down the order. Oh, he's hit the wall in a position where we really can't see. He's facing the opposite way. Leung gets a position now off of him. Kerbal still right on the back of that Swine Flu Syndicate. Macklin having to defend with basically everything he's got. This hasn't happened before. The Swine Flu Syndicate drivers have had to race themselves for some entertainment. Never before has someone tried to fight them this badly or this closely. This is the closest battle right now. We will stick to it. This is what Kerbal sees. No, almost a little bit of contact made. Our Starkey will get ahead of Polinick because he went into the box. If Kerbal can get a better run. He had to slow down a little bit. He can get a better run than the Swine Flu Syndicate driver. Maybe he can get him into 130R, but it does not look likely as of right now. So Macklin and Kerbal go into 130R. Both Kerbal and Macklin go wide. Macklin will box and undercut Kerbal. It worked for Starkey against Blunden. Will it happen here? So right now we will, as Nyrats also falls in line and boxes. So now we will take a look at the rest of the contact. There's a little bit, folks. I apologize. We'll take a look at what happened with Blunden and Shooter McGavin. Also at the start of this race. A little bit of contact between them. Nothing too overtly exciting. What happened between Lee Young and Ricky Bubby? See what happened there. A little bit of contact there as Ricky Bubby goes a little into the grass. Another more contact between 69 and 7. We won't take a look at that. What happened between 21 and 19? Bop! Oh, I was about to watch a murder. Thankfully that got cut off, but we will see what happened. Fossman nails Hayes. Balnick and Fossman also collide there. 69 and 37. What happened between them? As Starkey is actually gonna get ahead of Nyrats here. Nyrats stays ahead of Blunden, but he's actually lost a position. It's gonna be unfortunate for Starkey. Blunden right on the back of Nyrats. Nyrats tires needing a little bit of time to warm up here. Shaniga in the box, Kerbal in the box. Is Bradley Cooper gonna... Bradley Cooper is up into third, but he still needs to make his pit stop. As Blunden is actually gonna get ahead of Nyrats. Nyrats tires need to warm up a little bit. Kerbal technically takes the lead of the race. Bradley is not going to box just yet. He's going to keep trying to press this advantage as Bradley will currently lead this race. Macklin. Suniga gets to leave the box now. What about Kerbal? Waiting for Kerbal to drop. Macklin, Kerbal. Kerbal gets to go out of the pits now, but where's Macklin? Macklin is just down the straight. This will allow Kerbal to go as he drives off, as Macklin's going to try and catch him here. Macklin gets and stays ahead of Kerbal. That is Zahara that's going to try and get ahead a little bit as well. No contact between them so far. Nyrods has now fallen 4 positions. Effectively 2, because Bradley Cooper still needs to box. She will probably do so in the coming laps. He's the last driver to box. Swanson getting ready to try and catch Leun. Alright. We'll take a look at the contact between 666 and 69. Bradley Cooper now decides to go into the pits. Now would be the time for him. And the contact that someone has been waiting to see. Take a look at what happened here. Little bit of a sideways drift. Bradley Cooper in the box. Zuniga inherits the lead. Kerbal getting ready. Yeah, I did. Don't worry. Just didn't say a word. Kerbal still chasing Macklin. Starkey gets ahead. Bradley Cooper tumbles down the order with him having to box. Nairod's in P6 right now. Schumer Gavin having a little bit of it off. Polnick having a little bit of it off. Bradley Cooper is going to stay ahead of Hermani. Swanson trying to catch Leung for 10th. Kerbal on the back again of Burt Macklin. Nairad needs to try and catch London for P5. Breeze will actually get past Polnick for 14th. Swanson will get past Leung for 10th. Nairad slowly catching Blunden. He's at the 1 second mark. Kerbal also at the 1 second mark. This has been any contact since 69 and 37. What happened between those two? Oh. That TV cam will not have captured it. Unfortunate there. Let's take a look at what happened between 66 and 23. As they just try and straighten out. Polnick still on Breeze. Leon still on Swanson. Kerbal and Nairad slowly falling back each of the driver that they are chasing with still 10 minutes to go. Anything can happen with track temperature now down to 17 degrees. Keeping an eye on all the battles here, folks. Kerbal still trying to catch Macklin, but Macklin just keeping him at a safe distance. Maybe we can bring W in for a little bit. Just trying to find out who is going to be our 3 drivers for the interview. We're definitely going to bring Hermani, fastest amateur driver of the day. Maybe bring in Gareth Blunden. We had Suzuka last time. We've had Macklin before. This Breeze gonna pull out of the way of this battle. Wants no part of that. Let's do that racing. That's what we're doing here at DRL ACC. We're having this racing with less than 10 minutes to go. The battle for second is still strong. Macklin still having to defend. Nairati actually right on the back of Blunden. Blunden must have had a little bit of mishap. Kerbel's actually 2 seconds off. A little bit of dirt kicked up. I do believe by Ricky Bubby. He's going to get really close to this battle. Nairati's right on the back of Blunden. Ricky Bubby needs... Kerbel still trying to chase. Nairod's also trying to chase. Getting closer and closer as the clock ticks down further and further. There's about 4 laps left in this race. Kerbel needs to try something if he wants that second place. There is no DRS, there is no battery. It is just pure skill and grit. As outside goes Kerbel, he's going to look to try and get a better advantage on the Swine Flu Syndicate driver down the straight, and it looks like he's going to get it. The rundown is better. The line is better. He's 0.1 off. If he just stays in his slipstream, he might just get it here. As he is just going to slip behind him, and he's still going to have to wait as Nairads goes down the straight with Blunden. Nairad's falling a little bit behind. Oh, a little bit of contact, but so far each driver stays on their own. Kerbel is chomping at the bit for this second place finish right now, and it is there. It is for the taking. Burton Macklin having to defend with his life right now. Ooh, Kerbel almost loses it there. A little bit of oversteer as Zahara is going to get past Hayes, who's in the dirt. Nairad's right on the back of Blunden as well, as they are going to get ready to go into that dreaded double apex of Degna's 1 and 2. Kerbel and Macklin, Nairati and Blunden finding out each position of their own. Jason Hayes still bringing out the yellow flags. Macklin just needs a good run. Same with Nairads. As Ryan Swanson has ended up in the gravel and lost a position to Leun. Nairads trying to do his best to try and keep up. Kerbel also trying to do his best to keep up with Burt Macklin. And with almost 5 minutes to go, time is running out on both of them. As Sean Sheds is also going to get past Swanson, who just goes into the pits. Nairati has the best opportunity between Kerbal, Macklin, and those two. Not just yet. With 5 minutes left to go in this race, Kerbal's fallen back. So this is the race as Polinick is going to go on Breeze next. Nyrad's 0.2 seconds back, needs to find the perfect place to try and make this overtake stick. And this is for 5th. In a very, very tight beginning of the championship as Nyrad's has an off. Unfortunate for him, that might have been the opportunity. And with 4 minutes left to go, there is still a chance that he can do it. We'll switch over to Polinick and Breeze. Zahara's had a little bit of an off. I do not know where he is. Oh, he's all the way there. You can see him in the back. Should still be safe for right now. Breeze having a little bit of company, a company that he does not want as Polinick goes a little bit wide, but that will allow him a better line as off they go. Polinick gonna go up the inside and manage to not collide. Starkey is gonna get involved here. Starkey gonna go inside of Breeze. This is Polinick's opportunity to try and get past Breeze down this straight. He's gonna pull out. He's gonna make a move here. Almost of a contact. As they make contact, that is going to allow... Oh my goodness, what's happened here? As they figure each other out. Narati gets right back to Blunden. Kerbal gets right to the back of Macklin with 2 minutes left to go. Breeze will get ahead of Polinick. Narati right on the back of Blunden. He made a mistake up here last time. He can't afford to make another one. With, like I said, 2 minutes left to go. The leader will most likely be on the final lap after he crosses the line. So Nyrats and Kerbal will have to make a move soon. They're running out of time. As the clock ticks further and further down. They're both 0.6 back. Neither driver... The leader now on the final lap of this race. Nyrats needs to do his damnedest, needs to try everything in the book to try and get past Blunden. Any of these drivers can ill afford a mistake right now. Polnick will have gotten by Breeze. Nyrats goes wide with Blunden. Oh, Nyrats, is he gonna go up the inside? He loses a little bit of traction and space. He's gonna get ahead of Blunden, but Kerbal is still chasing Macklin. Kerbal now 2.2 seconds back. This is for second. We will go over to Samuel once he gets closer to the line. I almost feel like we have to bring... Almost feel like we're going to have to bring all these drivers in with how close these battles have been. As Kerbal starts to lose Macklin. So they will now, that is the race. It is over. Samuel Suzuka, never a doubt. Pole position once again claims victory as he wins in Japan at night. Congratulations to Samuel as he wins. Macklin and Kerbal will fight it out into 130R into the final turn. Kerbal, unless Macklin produces a disastrous final turn, will take... Oh, never mind. We might have the opportunity here. It's going to be a final run down the straight. Side by side they go. We're going to go into the helicam as Burt Macklin's going to barely hold on to P2. Kerbal will go P3. Starkey is going, in his first race, is going to end up P4. Nairads is going to finish in 5th. Blunden in 6th. And if nothing changes... As what? I'm so confused. Okay, well, either way, folks. Cooper will finish in 7th. Hermione will finish in 8th. McGavin 9th. Leon 10th. Ches in 11th. Ricky Bobby in 12th. Polinick in 13th. Breeze in 14th. Sahara 15th. Hayes 16th. 17th is Swanson, and Fossman finishes in the pits in 18th. All right, we're gonna grab some drivers for some interviews real quick. I just have to figure out who out of the drivers I want to pick. We're going to see if any of the drivers want to accept some interviews today. So as you can see, Suniga wins. Macklin and Kerbal round out the podium positions. Starkey, Nairati, Blunden 4th, 5th, and 6th. Cooper, Hermione, and McGavin 7th, 8th, and 9th. Leon, Ches, and Ricky Bubby 10th, 11th, and 12th. Polinick, Breeze, Zahara 13th, 14th, and 15th. Hayes, Swanson, Fossman 16th, 17th, and 18th. And with 2 retirements, Castle and Stavko never really got a chance to race round out the orders. We welcome in Burt Macklin into the broadcast booth. How was that race?
Oh man, I'm so sweaty. Like
you were chased all race.
Neil was never more than a second behind me. That was intense.
Was that undercut planned or was that forced? Was your that's what I'm interested.
My tires were done. I had to get off the track, otherwise he was gonna overtake me. So I was just like, I didn't want to lose a spot on track. So.
You almost gave it to him at the end there. He managed to get a really good line there, but.
Well, I went deep into the final chicane, which was just so tired at that point and just missed my brakings at the point, but played a good defensive race and managed to hold off Neil, and yeah, it was a good one.
Now, your teammate sadly was not as fortunate. Was this just I'm assuming this was just a bad race by him, just a little unfortunate?
Yeah, we'll just chalk it up to a bad race for Sam. He just a couple misjudgments and placing his car on track, and yeah, that's all she was. So he was already looking on to the next race, only a few laps into this one.
Now you and your teammate Castle have really only battled each other so far, at least from the preseason aspect and now the regular season. What is it like to like sweat as much as you did?
Yeah, it's fun. That's why I play this, right? Like, I don't care if I win. I just love the tight and close racing, and to have guys like Neil and Nairati and even my teammate Castle, we're all within a couple tenths of each other every race, and yeah, it just makes the racing that much more fun.
All right, thank you very much, Macklin, it was nice having you on. See you next week.
Yeah, thanks again, Tyler.
Gonna see if I can get 2 more drivers here. I really want to get Alright. So we are gonna have someone join the broadcast booth, whether it's Blendon or Nyrads. We will get one of those drivers as they were battling it out near the end there. Really want to get her. All right, Blendon, thank you very much for joining us in the broadcast booth. How was that race for you?
I gotta say, my heart has never pounded so hard. I'm like sweating so bad. That was some of the best racing with of course I'm gonna forget his
Nyrads.
name. No, before until we pitted
Oh,
right up.
Starkey.
Starkey. We were bumper to bumper all the way until he pitted, and that was like the most insane racing I've ever been a part of. So
Yeah,
it was
you
sick.
weren't
And then
you weren't out of him for more than a second. You were like always within 0.5. Like you had him, and then all of a sudden you had Nyrads. Like it just you never really had more than like a 2-lap break.
oh man, and then the performance anxiety after that with Nyrads. That was brutal. It was a lesson for sure, but probably the most fun I've had in a race to date. So
Now, you are first of the Pro-Am drivers, so I would like to congratulate you on that achievement. Now, is this something that you want to be able to keep doing, like getting into these mid-tier points, or is this just kind of a luck thing with Castle having moments?
well, to be honest, I think the biggest battle is going to be with Shooter McGavin. I mean, him and our pace is so close, and he usually outpaces me. So I expected to be chasing him all night, not where we wound up today. So, I'd like to believe that I put in the time to make the consistency matter more, I guess. So that's kind of where my head's at. So wherever that puts me, I'm happy. Honestly, I'm shooting for top 10 overall for the season. So I'll take anything above that. It's just icing on the cake.
Now, are you gonna look to try and carry this momentum into next week?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. We'll see how much the family puts up with me putting so much time into the practice, but we'll see. That's absolutely the goal for sure.
Now, congratulations, you managed to not pull any more Harry Potter spells and tricks and managed to get a good place. So congratulations for you on that, and see you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much. No wizard stuff here for me this week, so that's a bonus. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you narrating this stuff. It's so great.
All right,
Commentating.
thank you very much, and have a good night.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna try and get one more driver here.
Hello.
The Latvian superstar. How was that? How was that for you? I do believe you were first out of the amateur drivers.
Yes, it was honestly good. I would like to think personally that this was my debut, not Alton Park last week. I'd like to delete last week from my memory. I felt much more comfortable on this track, and it was honestly very pleasant to drive. I was a bit of a no man's land. I was like 10 seconds behind Cooper ahead, and like 10 seconds ahead of the car behind, give or take, but yeah. I made a couple of half spins on my own, which cost me a chance to fight with Cooper. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward race. I think I had no incidents other than my own half spins, basically. So, yeah. It was quite nice.
Now with this race being at night, did that pose any more challenges than it would be during a day race?
Most likely because it's just unusual. But at least this track wasn't the worst, I think, to have a night race in. It was pretty lit anyway. You could see still the braking points where you should brake. I didn't have that much of a problem adapting to it. I felt immediately at home because I've driven around Suzuka for years, so I know the layout. It's just okay, no lights, cool. I memorized the track anyway. But no, yeah, it was definitely different. So, but it wasn't that bad.
So you're saying you want to delete Alton Park from your system and that this was your debut race. Are you expecting Are you expecting to be able to keep this momentum that you've had from Suzuka onward and just keep Alton Park as a one-off, or do you think maybe we might see some shades of Alton Park through the rest of the season?
I feel like it depends, but from what I've also heard, Alton Park is also a very difficult track. And in comparison, as like I've said, Suzuka, I've raced for years. Alton Park, practicing for last week's race was the first time I've driven the track, so I was very unprepared for Alton Park. Uh, but even then, I just had complete shocker in Alton Park there as well, because in qualifying I was also showing at least in practice session. In qualifying I was also hindered a little bit by cars ahead, but I was showing promise that I could do proper laps. It's just I instead of doing 2 half spins as I did in Suzuka, I did like 3 full spins in Alton Park, so it was bad.
Now,
So, but to answer the question, if that can happen in the future, I mean, I did some half spins this race as well, so it might happen. I still need to work on my consistency, because yes, through 1 lap pace, it does seem from Alton and here I am fastest in the amateur league, but my consistency is what keeps me in the amateur league. That's how I see it, at least.
well, that's fair enough. That is a completely good, completely fair point in viewing of seeing it. Thank you so much for joining us, and can't wait to see you next week at Watkins Glen.
Yes, thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the people watching the stream, thank you so much for joining us here at DRL ACC. I've been your host, Tyler Morgan. Thank you so much for sticking around with us through the races, through the interviews. We will be back next week for Watkins Glen, round 3 of season 1 of DRL ACC. Good night.